An examination of the IBM DS3000 series versus the Equallogic PS series. There's been a tremendous amount of interest lately in Equallogic PS storage systems. This is largely due to the impending acquisition of Equallogic by Dell for $1.4 billion. So we thought we would take a moment and just do a simple comparison of the Equallogic storage versus the IBM DS3000 storage. All but the two lowest Equallogic systems have dual controllers. However, they are only available in an active-passive configuration. That means that there's only a single controller doing any work. The passive controller merely sits around doing nothing, just waiting for the opportunity to jump in and take over in case the active controller fails. All DS3000 systems are available in either a single or dual controller. However, when dual controllers are present, they are dual active. Both controllers are actively delivering IOs and are both available to handle the entire workload if one of them should ever fail. All Equallogic systems have 3 iSCSI host ports. There are no other types of host port connections. There is 0 flexibility on your interface choices. IBM does not subscribe to the one-size-fits-all approach that Equallogic employs. The DS3000 systems provide customers with 3 host interface options. The DS3200 provides low-cost, high-performance SAS connections. The DS3300 provides low-cost, good-performance iSCSI connections. And the DS3400 provides attractively priced, high-performance, 4 gigabit per second fiber channel connections. All but the very lowest end Equallogic systems come fully populated with drives. SATA systems have 14 drives. SAS systems will always have 16. You can never mix and match drives. A system may only have 1 drive type, 1 drive speed, 1 drive capacity. Additionally, a system is comprised of 1 box. There is no additional hardware expansion possible. All DS3000 systems provide drive intermixing. They allow customers to place SAS and SATA drives in the same enclosures. In addition, they easily allow customers to use multiple drive sizes and speeds to meet their situational requirements. When additional capacity or drives are required, it's simply a matter of adding a new drive expansion enclosure and plugging in additional drives. All Equallogic systems come with snapshot, volume copy, and remote mirroring software. The snapshot and volume copy are applicable, but the remote mirroring is really a red herring. There are extremely few customers who are actually using it. All DS3000 systems can easily incorporate flash copy and volume copy. There is not an option for controller-based remote mirroring, although host-based mirroring is readily available. In short, anything people think they can have with Equallogic, they can have with DS3000. So what makes Equallogic interesting to people? It can be configured very quickly. But remember the rule of 1. It only supports 1 RAID level per box, 1 drive type per box, 1 drive capacity per box, and 1 drive speed per box. Those are serious restrictions, but they do make it easy to initially configure a system. Additionally, when a customer requires more capacity or perhaps faster drives, they simply plug another Equallogic system into the same IP SAN and the Equallogic software stitches them together and makes them appear as a single system to the customer. Up to 8 systems may be stitched together. DS3000 systems do not require auto-stitching tricks or techniques. They are extremely easy to expand and configure and always present a single system image to the customer. Let's look at a simple real-world scenario, and I believe you will all see the real problem Equallogic poses for prospective customers. A customer comes to you and tells you that they want 6 500 gig SATA drives in their configuration. Now, Equallogic steps forward and says they can provide the customer with 6 500 gig drives. However, in reality, they are going to have to provide the customer with 14 500 gig drives. That would be their PS300E model and would cost the customer a mere $56,000. Now, additionally, the customer says, we also think that we're probably going to need maybe maybe a few more high-performance drives. What have you got? Equallogic will probably step forward and say, well, we can take care of that need. We can give you maybe 6 or 7 or 8 high-performance SAS drives. But in reality, they can't. They will have to give them 16 high-performance drives. In this case, let's say that they're going to use 300 gigabyte, 15,000 RPM SAS drives. That would be the Equallogic model PS3900X, and that would cost the customer a mere $65,000. So at this point, Equallogic has proposed a solution for the customers. However, that solution is going to cost the customer at list price $121,000. In that same scenario, when the customer says that they need 6 500 gig SATA drives, that is exactly what IBM will offer them in the DS3300. And in a dual controller environment with snapshots and volume copies included and 6 500 gig SATA drives, that has a retail price of just over $15,500. So this customer is pretty pleased at this point. Now remember though that the customer also stated that they wanted 6, say 300 gig, 15,000 RPM high performance drives, SAS drives. Well, that's no problem. In the DS3000, we will simply plug in those additional 6 drives. So now, to get dual active controllers plus flash copy and volume copy, 6 500 gig SATA drives and 6 300 gig 15,000 RPM drives, the customer is looking at a suggested list price of about $22,500. We're still well over $15,000 cheaper than anything that Equallogic even initially began to offer when it was only SATA. But let's take this a step further. Let's try to even out this scenario a little bit. And let's say that IBM proposes to the customer a DS3000 and an EXP3000 expansion chassis. And they decide to give the customer the flash copy and volume copy software, the licenses for the expansion enclosure, 12 750 gig SATA drives, and 12 73 gig 15,000 RPM SAS drives. That entire configuration will only cost the customer about $33,500. So you make the call. $33,500 or $121,000 for an equivalent Equallogic system. Folks, there are differences between these systems, but the IBM DS3000 series is powerful, flexible, and very, very price efficient. Thank you for your time.